Hello folks and welcome back to another video on Jamie and Jordan's channel. And so today we're going to be talking about the exciting deal, the exciting collaboration between the WWE and UFC, which was, this deal was announced on Monday. It's mega money deal, sounds very exciting, so we're going to get my thoughts on it and Jordan's thoughts on it. And please let us know in the please let us know in the comments what do you guys think about the deal and what the future may hold for both of the franchises, you know. So yeah, obviously Jordan here's a bigger wrestling fan and UFC fan than I am. So Jordan, what's your thoughts on this big deal?
I think this is a great deal for both UFC and WWE.
Yeah.
We've seen the rise of UFC in the last couple of years with Conor McGregor and all that stuff. But I think this is a good idea not only for UFC as well, but also for WWE, because it will give them an opportunity to build up both brands. And also it will give wrestling a chance to actually be good. Because I'm sick of fucking watching PG wrestling and not getting the enjoyment out of it. And there's nothing wrong with PG wrestling. If you like wrestling with no blood and stuff, cool, great. I don't mind it. It's just, you have to understand the age demographic that wrestling fans are mostly male wrestling fans of the age between 18 and 49. So we want to see stuff that really intrigue us. And we don't really want to see kid-friendly entertainment. Obviously, WWE has always been for kid-friendly, but if you really look at it, wrestling is more violent than more of family entertainment. And especially with the rise of UFC that we've seen in for the couple of years, UFC was on fire, couldn't go nowhere without people mentioning UFC or even talking about UFC. Obviously, Jimmy doesn't really watch a lot of UFC because he's not really a fan. But
yeah, well, I see wee bits of it now and again. I mean, last UFC fight I really paid attention to was McGregor versus Khabib, and that's what, how many years ago now? About three
years ago.
Yeah, so.
But the last fight or the previous fight?
Like, well, it must have been the previous fight. It was the one where. It was the one after the fight that had that the big fracas with their trainers and the fans and
so
the
whole
last
thing
fight. That thing went mental.
So unprofessional for both teams.
Yeah.
You would never see that in WWE. Never see that in wrestling.
Yeah, no, definitely not. Yeah.
But you know, wrestling and UFC, this will be good for both brands because it will get more people invested into the product and more people invested into UFC and WWE. Some older wrestling fans that stopped watching a long time ago would now see this deal and be like, oh, WWE, fuck, UFC's on, let's see what happens there. And we can finally see what would happen if a UFC fighter and a wrestler actually fight each other.
Yes, that will be very interesting now, because obviously there are two different, two different sports, two different disciplines, you know, different rules and all that. So obviously in UFC they don't use things like tables, ladders, chairs, whatever else they use in wrestling as a weapon, you know.
And
so yeah,
in wrestling they will use different rules. We can actually see a wrestler using fighting skills if they can actually fight for real, because majority of the time when they're wrestling they're not really fighting, they're pretending to fight. Sorry if I'm breaking this illusion for you people that think wrestling's still real in 2023, but wrestling's fake. I'm sorry.
Has to be said. Yeah, has to be said.
I mean, you should know by the age of 10, you should know wrestling's not real. I used to hate when people used to call wrestling fake.
Yeah, you did.
But I got, you know, I really looked into it, and yeah, it's predetermined fights. This will be good for UFC and WWE. I'm really excited. I hope, pray to God, that WWE will eventually go back to TV14 and actually be better and great, and we can actually see man shit. Like, come on, I just want to see people beat the shit out of each other in a wrestling ring full of blood. That's what I paid my money to see. Obviously, good guys versus bad guys, you know?
Yeah, no, you make a fair point there. You make a fair point there, Jordan. I would be interested to see like an event where obviously a WWE fighter goes head to head with a UFC fighter. Who would
win?
Well, who would win? But again, what would the rules be, or what, because they're two different disciplines or rules,
All right, let's say it like this: in a legitimate fight, who would you actually go for? A wrestler or a UFC fighter?
Well, I would have to go with the UFC fighter because it's more real, you know what I mean? It's they're just fighting with their bare hands, like just strength, bare hands, just using all their strength, I'm not saying wrestlers don't use their hands and all their strength, but it's just UFC. It's I think they would win because it's more, don't know. It's just more real. Yeah, professional,
I would love to see a UFC fighter go up against a guy that is 6 foot tall, weighing 258 pounds, with pure muscle.
Like the Big Show, yeah.
Or like the Big Show, Braun Strowman, Brock fucking Lesnar.
That'll be good, yeah.
I would love, and this is what I hate about Brock Lesnar detractors. They say Conor McGregor would beat Brock Lesnar in a real fight. Are you serious?
Not a chance. No. Conor would be gone in 2 minutes, honestly. Yeah.
I would love to see a little UFC fighter, and this is not me knocking UFC, because I just said at the start of the video I'm a massive UFC fan, but I would love to see a UFC fighter actually go up against the wrestler, because I think the wrestler would win, because the height advantage, the strength advantage, and wrestlers aren't people to be fucked with.
No, definitely not. Now, I would have to ask Jordan, you see, well, let's just say, for example, Conor McGregor, he said some things about wrestling in the past. Would you be happy to see him as part of this new joint franchise? Say if he took on a wrestler, would you be happy with that after all he said about wrestling in the past,
It breaks down like this. When Conor McGregor was talking all that smack about wrestlers, being chickens and stuff, and say they couldn't fight, I would love for Conor McGregor, just for once in his life, to actually go up to a wrestler and say that. As Bill Goldberg would say, 20, 30 years ago when he was in the business and Conor McGregor said that, there'd be a couple of guys going up to Conor McGregor and leaving him in a puddle of blood.
Yep. He'd be down on the
Because there was guys in the business that you do not want to mess with. Vader we're talking about. We're talking about the Big Show, Brock Lesnar, Bobby Lashley, Ken Shamrock, Andre the Giant, Hulk Hogan. We're talking about GBL. We're talking about main stars that actually Kahook,
Yeah, just absolute legends of the of the sport. Yeah, you wouldn't want to mess them guys. Trust me.
Would I be happy to see Conor McGregor in wrestling?
Yep, that's the question. Yeah, it's a tough one. I think it is a tough one.
Yes, and no, but mainly yes, simply because obviously it'll be good for wrestling. It'll be good for UFC. It'll be good for both brands. But if Conor McGregor is really serious about wrestling, then start working out and start building up muscle and actually start, going into a ring and taking bumps. Because, not a lot of wrestlers could take on a lot of UFC guys. I would love to see Conor McGregor in it. There is talks about it, him going in to wrestling. It will obviously, not only will be a good idea, but imagine the money for WWE.
Oh, it'd be huge now, yeah. Massive.
You've got one of the biggest UFC box office draws of all time. We've obviously seen with Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Floyd Money Mayweather when he fought the Big Show at WrestleMania. I remember that match specifically. I would love to see Conor McGregor coming in. It'd be good. I don't see him winning the WWE champion. I'll probably see him winning the women's champion or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, I don't see him winning the WWE champion. Probably the cruiserweight champion or the featherweight champion or the lightweight champion or whatever champion. But I don't think he'll be the WWE World Heavyweight champion because he's not a heavyweight.
No.
He's a featherweight.
Oh, me, definitely. I'm like featherweight or maybe even below that. Who knows? You know.
I would probably be, what, a heavyweight?
I don't know about heavyweight now. Maybe, don't know, was it cruiserweight? What?
Probably cruiserweight.
I don't know what weight that is, but it sounds like you're kind of, you know, built maybe. I don't know.
Cruiserweight is the second biggest.
Oh, is that the second? All right, yeah. I'd say, yeah, cruiserweight or, yeah.
But I would love to see what will happen.
Yes, and the money is absolutely huge, like 21.4 billion. They must have some TV contract lined up for this because it's huge money. And I mean, obviously they've got lots of sponsors as well, and you know, so yeah, it's going to be very exciting. I might even tune into a bit of it, you know, see what's happening, keep in touch with it.
I might even start watching UFC again.
Yeah,
because I stopped watching it a very long time ago. It got so flippin' boring. So yeah, I mean, pardon us if you see us sweating. It's really hot where we're living right now.
You can see the sun beaming in here. It is but toasty in here.
Put this window down or something.
I'll put it down for you now. Oops. Oh, shit. Sorry, that's AC/DC, by the way. No copyright, sorry about that. It belongs to them.
AC/DC. But yeah, I would love to see it happening. It will happen. I have high expectations for it, but I don't know. I would just love to see some UFC fighters in wrestling, because imagine all the matches we could have. Mustafa Ali versus Khabib, you know. Nick Diaz versus CM Punk. That would have been an amazing match. Or even some of the heavyweights. Or like even in boxing, Deontay Wilder, which I think he's okay in boxing. Still better than Mike Tyson. I think Mike Tyson's Mike Tyson's the most overrated boxer of all time.
Really? Right. There you go, folks. That's a big statement on our YouTube channel. Yeah.
You know, because it's been, you know, proven time and time again that UFC fighters have been successful in wrestling, and even wrestlers have been successful in UFC. Brock Lesnar, Bobby Lashley, Ken Shamrock, Aiden English. He's a very small guy. It's about that size. I'll show you a picture after him.
I must do that, yeah. But,
you know, Ken Shamrock, as I said, you know, just so many great guys. Farouk, he was a great UFC fighter. There's another guy you didn't want to mess with. It's coming to a blank.
Right.
I know it, isn't it? All the Hook, I think his name is.
Hook, that does sound quite familiar, that name. It'll maybe come back to you later on, but yeah.
We've obviously seen great people in UFC, and UFC fighters can actually teach. Wrestlers can actually teach UFC fighters how to, you know, have a gimmick.
Yes, I agree.
Look at Conor McGregor. He stole Ric Flair's gimmick, and he's made him successful. But you know, because of the flashy images and the characters and you know, the pageantry and the costumes.
Yeah.
Man, back in the day, wrestlers used to wear suits in press conferences, and you never knew what was going to happen.
That's right.
Someone could go through a table, or someone could be, you know, getting pile driver through a barbed wire table. Great. And now wrestling, all they do now is just talk at the press conference and nothing happens, and that's that. And it's kind of stupid because I'm sick of them trying to treat it like
yeah, like it's I don't know,
a legitimate sport.
Yeah.
I'm not saying wrestling isn't a sport, but I'm just saying, you know, like, get back to basics. It's predetermined after all. But
hey, it's still pretty good. It's still pretty good entertainment. Yeah.
what do you think?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing a big UFC name going up against a big name from WWE now, I must say. Let's just say, what would be your dream fight in this new deal or this new collaboration? There's a couple of good ones out there now you could have.
Conor McGregor versus Roman Reigns.
Ooh, that would really draw a big crowd. Yeah, that would.
Conor McGregor versus John Cena, because Conor McGregor was talking a lot of shit about John Cena a couple of years ago.
That's right, he was. He was ripping on Cena, like, for no reason as well, you know.
But the best part about it is that when Conor McGregor said that, a lot of the WWE wrestlers fucking owned Conor McGregor. Roman Reigns, who I'm not a fan of, said, "You're the size of my leg, shut up." And Brock Lesnar said, "I take shits bigger than this kid." And Goldberg says
brilliant.
that, you know, 20, 30 years ago, if Conor McGregor said that, there would have been guys knocking the shit out of him.
Yeah.
In the back of my head, I was thinking, yeah, if Conor McGregor ever said that to Brock Lesnar would just make him his bitch.
He would, wouldn't he? Yeah.
Conor, he has no chance. And this is not me shitting on Conor McGregor. This is not me the first time shitting on him. He knows I've never liked this little fucker.
Yep, I know it from Tech Days. Yeah.
I've hated and loathed Conor McGregor for a long time, but I'm willing to put all my silly drama away with him if he just teaches and comes in and shows us some respect. Because I don't know why UFC fans have no respect for us. We have respect for them. Show us some respect. And what's better is now Dana White, that bald little fucker, was talking smack about wrestling a couple of years ago. We now own your fucking ass.
True, yeah.
You're coming home to Vinnie Mac.
Yep. It sounds like it was Vince who broke the deal. You know, he made the deal. Yeah. So, you know what I'd love to see, a Royal Rumble with, you know, UFC and WWE fighters, you know, together.
And no scripted bullshit. I want them to actually go out there and beat the fuck out of each other to see who's the dominant brand. Because I think WWE is the better brand.
It's a bigger brand, yeah, definitely. I would say it's got more money, more resources. It's got a better TV deal, probably. More fans, I'm guessing.
85,000 people this past weekend went out to go and see WrestleMania 39. How many fans went to go and see a UFC fight this week? None, because there was none.
None? Really?
The last couple of UFC events have done the worst buy rates ever. Even you have their own fans saying that UFC is boring now.
I know.
And I don't want to say that because I love UFC and I think it's a great brand, but I want excitement in UFC.
Yeah,
I want to see that drama. I want to see the real shit. You guys claim that you're the real shit all the time, but you're giving us boring fights after boring fights after boring fights. You don't see that with wrestling. You see classic matches with good storylines.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I think maybe UFC needs this deal more than wrestling does, to be honest. It needs more publicity, I think.
We were doing just fine with before UFC, but now even that is going to even make it more stronger.
Yeah, it will. Yeah, it's going to be very exciting to see how things progress. Obviously, Vince is now back in town as well, so yeah.
And for the people that have stopped watching a long time ago and said it's been soft, well, 2 words: go to AEW. That's
AEW,
4 words.
Yeah.
Because AEW is a hardcore show, and what have they been doing? Great stuff. Not really, but it's not better than WWE. I'm a diehard WWE fan.
Yeah.
Always have been, always will be. I'll never stop watching it. Even if UFC isn't popular. I was with WWE before UFC was popular. and I'll be there after when UFC stops being popular.
Yeah.
And I love UFC.
Yeah, you'll watch it until the day you die, Jordan, I'd say. You know that? I think you will. But yeah, it's obviously exciting times for UFC fans, wrestling fans. I mean, I think people for a long time have thought that this could be, you know, could happen someday, and now here we are, April 2022, and yeah, it's happened. It's a big money deal. It's going to hopefully put the best from UFC against the best from the WWE Network.
Because I want to see the two sports just growing.
Yeah.
I don't want to see UFC go out of business, and it hurts me saying this, but if they don't shape up and actually start giving fans what they want, people are going to stop watching. It's already too late for me. I just don't give a fuck anymore. I'm done. They've burnt me.
Well, I can't say nothing because I was never really a UFC fan ever, like, you know, but still, I probably will give this new joint venture a wee watch whenever, whenever I can. So, yeah.
Sorry, phone call. But, yeah.
Any last thoughts?
Subscribe, like, comment, and follow.
Please do,
everything. Till next time, this has been Jordan Henry.
Thanks for watching. See you around.
Bye.
Happy Easter, by the way.
Bye.